Hello lovelies! I know that weight is a big thing. Excuse the pun. It's a big thing because society says it is, or society has made us believe that what we weigh is really, really important. What really gets me is if we're not skinny, then we feel like we're less worthy, even if we are healthy and are relatively fit. So I feel like we need to have a discussion about weight in general, and I want to tell you a little bit about myself and what I do to maintain a healthy weight, I suppose you could say, and hopefully it'll inspire you to look at yourself in a different way, to love yourself a little more, and if you really want to make a change, find the steps that will get you there, and not to do everything all at once and feel like you failed when you haven't achieved your goals. So I asked a few people on Twitter to ask me some questions about weight, but before we get to that, I thought I'd talk about my weight. I have always been really lucky, being able to eat sort of what I want when I want type of thing, but that being said, I'm quite aware of what I eat. I always have been. My family are very health conscious, I suppose you could say. So even though I do enjoy chocolate and I eat, a fair amount of junk food now and again, I'm also aware of what I'm eating, and I always would prefer to go for a healthier option if I can. And I also exercise quite a lot. Like, exercise has been a big part of my life ever since I was about 11 years old. I've sort of maintained that fitness, apart from when I went through a bit of a wobbly preteen stage where I was like, I'm not doing any exercise, and I got really unfit for a while. But then I got back into it, and now I'm actually training for an Ironman in June. So that's probably why you've seen a little bit of fitness stuff on my Instagram. I'm going to put my Instagram here. That being said, I also have a fast metabolism, which is just my luck. Even though I've been blessed with a fast metabolism, as they say, I have had a fair amount of struggles when it comes to my weight. I've had people tease me about the fact that I eat like a pig and do not put on any weight. Even though I should have maybe taken that as a compliment, I felt like I was being teased, and I felt really insecure about the sandwich that was in my hand. I also had a guy friend come up to me when I was about 14 years old. I was wearing a bit of a crop top, I think, and I had a bit of a bulge because I was maybe leaning over, maybe had an ice cream in my hand, I don't know. And he just said, Theo, you look like you put on weight. And I remember that was really, really hard to take in because I was meant to be that skinny girl, and I lost it. I looked at myself in the mirror all day. I mean, don't judge. I contemplated becoming anorexic. It was ridiculous. Of course, one shouldn't just calmly contemplate to become anorexic. I know anorexia is a whole different ballgame. But as a 14-year-old girl, I was distraught by this fact. And it's awful that I was distraught because somebody thought I wasn't what they think is the perfect weight. Moved on from that when I realized that he was just an asshole. I think this was when I was even younger, where I thought I was way too skinny. I had quite a voluptuous, I would say, friend. We used to go swimming all the time, and she was really, really confident with herself, and I just thought she was really, beautiful in her voluptuousness. And I would always look down at myself and think, I'm so skinny. Because we were swimming, I'd usually be shivering as well, because I was so cold, because I was so skinny. And I would look at my goose pimples and just be like, I'm so ugly. Luckily, I've come into my own and I've maintained a sort of healthy weight. And I think I've maintained my weight just from an active lifestyle, like I said, and a relatively balanced diet. So I'm going to answer your questions now. Do you think weight is a relevant indicator of health or progress? Or is it better to focus on fitness and strength and happiness? I don't think that you can judge somebody's health by looking at their weight. It depends on how overweight you are, but I do think fitness and happiness is way more important than what is on the weighing scale. How do I love myself if I'm a little chubby? Everyone keeps making fun of me, and it's very hard to love myself. I am so insecure. What you've got to remember is that you are not fat. You just have a little bit of fat on you. You even said it. It's a little. And it's important not to let others define who you are. You are the only person who can define who you are. Those people who like to say that you're a little chubby and who like to tease you now and again, well, they're not happy people. Because happy people don't do or say bad things. They're probably really insecure themselves. If it's a big thing and it's really bothering you and you feel like you're becoming unhealthy because of it, then you can change things. And I'm going to be speaking more about that later on in the video. How to be confident in yourself and the way you look. You look at yourself in the mirror, there's only so much you can really change. You are who you are. You were born the way you are. But what you do have a lot of control over is the way you perceive yourself. And it really is a tricky thing to be nice to yourself and to tell yourself that you look good. I know that. But it's also something that you can practice. You could walk your dog or help other people. I swear that really, really makes me feel good about myself. And I forget all about myself and my own worries and insecurities. And I come back and I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, you're cool. How did your mum overcome bulimia and an eating disorder? I made a video quite a while back with my mum in it, and she spoke about having an eating disorder. There'll be a link here. Basically, I think she met somebody who really changed her life, who made her value herself more and made her realize that she did need to make a change to make the relationship work and to become a happier, functional, healthier person. I don't think she just stopped one day and was no longer bulimic. I think it was a bit of a struggle, but she did get through it. How do you keep up the motivation to lose weight? Where do you find all the energy? If we're talking about finding the energy to exercise and finding the energy to eat healthier things, because you know it's so much easier to pick up a bag of crisps and just eat them all. I'll tell you how. Because I know everything. Not really. Going to gym or going and exercising is a great energizer in itself. Basically, you just need to take that first step. It's putting on those running shoes, going for a run. You come home, you feel more energized throughout the day, and you might want to actually do it again the next day. I always feel so much more energized, and I feel like I can get through my day with more vigor if I start my day with a workout, or if I do a workout at the end of the day, because I will always sleep better at night, and I will be running on endorphins, and I'll have a little serotonin increase in my brain, and I'll just be like much happier. And then with food and things like that, honestly, it's also just being more wary of what you eat. There are a lot of people who are like, oh, I had a frozen yogurt today, I'm so healthy. And it's like, no, that is basically all sugar. So if you're wary of things like that and you start changing things slowly but surely, and you start eating foods that actually fill you up and give you energy, then you'll be energized. For example, I love eating almonds as a snack. Who doesn't want a large tub of almonds at the ready? Just trying to get the almonds out of my teeth. When I get really hungry, a banana is like the best thing, and it really sustains me for a while. It gives me energy. I can use it as fuel for exercise. Avo, absolutely incredible. If you have a bit of a sweet tooth, then I would go for dates instead of chocolate. I promise you, it really does taste like you're eating like something really caramelly and gooey, and it fills you up. So instead of choosing empty carbs that will not sustain you and have hardly any nutritional value, even though sometimes it's nice to have them, stay clear of them when you have the opportunity to put something nicer in your body. On the topic of foods, I have a few tips that I'd like to share with you if you are trying to become more healthy. Remember, we're talking baby steps here. I'm not telling you to cut out complete sugars. I'm not telling you to go on a juice diet. Juice diets, by the way, I don't know. I mean, how many apples would one eat in a day? Not the amount that you're putting in your body when you're downing a juice. Another quick trick is to stop eating in strange places. Try this rule. Just try it maybe for a few days. Only eating when you're sitting down at a table. When you're eating on the go and you don't really need to be eating, like for example, when you're sitting in a car because you're bored, or when you're watching something, like try to unlearn those habits and just simply eat when you're supposed to eat at a table. Also, it could be a little bit weird, like if you really feel like a snack, for example, a chocolate, let's say, and you have to go and get the chocolate from the cupboard and go and sit down and lay the table and eat that chocolate. You'll be like, okay, do I really, really want this thing? This is something that I do, and I really would encourage it. It's like such a simple rule, and that is to not add sugar to things. I can't tell you that I don't eat sweets sometimes, or that I don't enjoy puddings, but what I don't do, ever, is add sugar to things like coffee or tea or my cereal. And you'll find that slowly but surely things will start to taste much sweeter. And you'll also be able to taste the coffee much better. It won't just be like this sugary liquid that you're drinking. You'll be like, oh, this is actually what coffee tastes like. Just getting used to it, and you'll start appreciating it much more. I hope this video makes you more health conscious, and that maybe you take one thing from it instead of trying to do everything at once, because you're more likely to be successful if you just choose one thing that you think you'll be capable of. You know, if you make a mistake, like eat a cake, tomorrow's a new day. Sometimes better, if you crave a cake, to have the cake than to starve yourself of the cake and then a few days later you eat 2 cakes because you're like so starved of cake. The brain is a weird thing, and it just takes a little bit of patience, a little bit of willpower, and a little bit of loving yourself to kind of achieve the things that you want to achieve and to be healthy and live a balanced, lovely lifestyle. I think that's pretty much all I want to say. I'd also like to just thank you for bearing with me all these years. I've been on YouTube for a really long time now, and you know, this year my channel is becoming a little more fitness and health. I'm still going to be doing advice now and again. I feel like this video was kind of advicey, so don't worry. But I'm growing up a bit, and I feel like my viewers are growing up too. So yeah, thanks so much for enjoying my new content and for all the amazing feedback. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does actually help me, I've realized. So I'm gonna say it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and put on the little bell button so you know when I am uploading a video. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna say. Lots of love, bye!